Hi, welcome to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff. Today is part 2 of building the Friends apartment, and that's Lego set 10292. This set was just released, and it was released on Wednesday. So far, get a little focus on here. We've gotten the first, I'd say, 5 bags done. And what we have is we've got a nice little kitchen, which is highly detailed with cabinets and with a little bit of milk here and what looks like a chicken or a bird or something. Refrigerator, foosball table. We've got a nice, bright, vibrant couch and some pizza and a newspaper on the coffee table. And we've got several doors leading out of the apartment. In fact, there are 4 doors leading out of the apartment. We're going to start with bag number 6 and get going. And let's go ahead and just start that. So we got a character to build here. That's quite a lot of hair. I'm not sure what to do with her for now, so just set her aside. I haven't heard any further announcements from Lego of any new sets coming out, so no new news there. But to recap, in case you missed, this week they have announced the Gauntlet coming out from Infinity Wars, I think it is, and they've announced the Daily Bugle, being a Spider-Man set that's going to retail for $399. And it's going to include 25 characters, minifigure characters. And they've also announced a AT-AT coming out. It's going to be a Ultimate Collector Series. So they've announced a few sets that are coming out. I do plan on getting them. Either live streams or videos, I'm not sure, but we'll do that. And I have not made any progress on the city since my weekly update video a few days back on Thursday. I apologize, I've just been really busy. I am considering moving. If you watched my other live streams, you know that that's been a lifelong dream of mine, is to live out in the country. And I do want to live out in the country. And in fact, yesterday, that's the reason I didn't do a live stream, is that I was out in the country looking at a couple houses, trying to decide if they were for me or not. And I'll give some more details about that later. Looks like we're finishing off the apartment here. The tops of it, I should say. And Bricks on YouTube, or YT, hello. Hello to you and good morning. And if it's not morning, whatever time of day it is where you're at, how's your day going? Looks like we're building the pieces here that's going to hold the cameras and lights, just like the Central Perk. They built it just like it was on set. So, looks like they're doing the same. I did have a chance to look over the Daily Bugle building that's coming out, and I am very impressed with it. There is a lot of detail. There are a lot of characters. I think that Lego went all out on that one, and I hear that one's coming out June the 1st, so I should be able to run down there and get that day. It's going to be a Tuesday, so I'm hoping that the Lego store won't be too crowded. I like the set, but I don't know the series. Oh, okay. Well, it was called Friends, and it was on TV. I think it was 9 seasons. Don't quote me on that. I'd have to look it up. But it was on TV for several years. Very popular. I admit I've only actually seen a couple episodes in their entirety, and that's because I was more into Seinfeld, but my daughter, who was young at the time, really liked it, and so I know a lot about it just because of that and being exposed to it because of her, and so that's one of the reasons I bought it. And I do find Joey, one of the main characters, I find him really funny. He's a goofball. And Jenny says, hello, Jeff, and good morning, Jenny, or whatever time of day it is where you're at. Actually, I do know what time of day it is where you're at, and it'd be late morning. Bricks on YouTube says, yeah, the Daily Bugle is really cool, but too expensive for me. Yeah, it's, I agree, $300 is a lot to take in, and to shovel out for a set. And to be honest with you, if I didn't have my Bricklink store, I don't think I'd be able to buy even half the Legos I do. So I can definitely understand that. But I think it's going to be a great set. And so I have 3 daughters, and they're all grown, they're all adults. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, I did. All right, well, sometimes it helps to talk less and look at the instructions more. I have 3 daughters. They're all grown, all adults, and the second oldest one, the middle one, she loves Spider-Man, and she happened to be visiting me when they announced they were having that set come out, and she was very excited. And she's like, "Well, $300 or not, I'm buying it," which I kind of figured she would. I've got pictures of her as a child wearing her Halloween mask after Halloween was over. She was Spider-Man when she was like, I think 6. And like I said, I got pictures of her just laying on the floor of the house watching TV. And she's wearing that Spider-Man mask. And then when we went to a face painting thing, you'll never guess, she asked for Spider-Man. And I got pictures of that too. So, yeah, Spider-Man is especially holds a special place in this house because of my daughter's like of it. And I like the original Spider-Man series. I don't care for the remakes that they've done. And when I mean original, I mean Tobey Maguire, I think his name was, when he did Spider-Man. I don't like the remakes they did, and I don't remember who was in it, but no, I like the original ones. my favorite movie series is Star Wars, hands down. There's nothing that even comes close to it in my heart. I used to watch it as a kid. Back when it was VCR tapes, I used to watch it and watch it and watch it. And now that Disney Plus is there, I still watch and watch it. In fact, my granddaughter, she's only 2, and she knows who Darth Vader is. And when I wear him on my t-shirt, she calls him Darth Vader. And she knows who R2 is and all that, so I'm educating her well. And Bricks on YouTube, yeah, the remakes are Tom Holland, but yeah, I know who you're talking about now. I think Gwen is in there, if I remember right, as Mary Jane. I don't remember, but yeah, I do like the originals better. Oh, okay, now we're supposed to place the couches in there. So, yesterday, I did not do a live stream. I was out in the country looking at homes, and I looked at 2 homes. The first home I really liked. It sat on an 1.25 acres. What I didn't like was the sellers feel like they're sitting on a gold mine because the price is way out of its league. And so that's what's keeping me from buying that house. The house itself is considerably smaller than what I have now, but the advantage of this house, if I were to get it, is that they recently built an outbuilding. It's a garage that is like 31 by 35 feet, and it's all open. No support poles in the middle, which would allow me to have a huge Lego studio to build a city or whatever it is. Now, after I'm done with my city, which I'm not even close to being done, I do want to do other builds, which would be maybe a Minecraft world, underground, above ground, or I kicked around a Star Wars sort of theme as well. So there's a layer that space would do me well. And it also had another outbuilding. It was an older shed. The house was built in the 70s, so the second shed would have room for things like a lawnmower and that kind of stuff. And the house has a garage already attached to the house, and I measured it, and that will fit my truck in the original garage. So I wouldn't need that secondary garage. I truly could use it as a Lego studio, YouTube studio. But like I said, the problem is the owners feel that it's worth way more than what it is. And to give you an example of why that I believe that it's priced too high is, number one, they have reduced the price 2 or 3 times already. And the second thing is that house has been sitting on the market for 60 days now. And if you've at all been involved in real estate, you would know that houses in this area only sit for a week, and they usually have multiple offers on them. This house has been sitting for 60 days without an offer on it. So, and they've reduced the price a couple times. So that leads me to believe that they're just trying to soak every little dollar they can out of it. Well, that's not going to work for me because, I mean, I want to buy, but not at the prices they're selling. So that's what's keeping me from putting an offer on that home. Although I am considering, since it's been 60 days, is go ahead and offer what I would pay for it and let them laugh. If they don't like it, then that's fine. But hey, if they really are wanting to sell, they just might say, you know what, we'll take this offer because we haven't got anything else. And that might work out for me, especially if I can get it at the price that I want to get it at. So I'm likely going to talk to my real estate agent after this live stream and get her thoughts on it. And I did like the property though, because it has a little play area, which I have a granddaughter who is staying with me for an extended period of time. So having that would be awesome. It has like a little tire swing thing, and somebody did some creative art with one of the tire swings. It looks like a horse. It looks pretty cool. And it with the two outbuildings, I'd have a little bit more square footage than I currently have in this home, which square footage is not a problem in this home. The problem is because it's a home, it's not really set up to have a large area to build a Lego thing. And so the closest thing I have is part of the unfinished basement, and I don't think it's going to work for very long. And so having a large garage that my brother-in-law, by the way, he used to own a heating and air conditioning business. And so he was with me looking at the house yesterday, and he was telling me exactly what size air conditioner I would need. And well, he called it an air handler, because it does both air and heat and air conditioning. And he was telling me that I could very easily and inexpensively put a air handler big enough in there that it would just handle it, and that place would be air conditioned and heated, and it would do a good job. And I'd look forward to doing something like that. But again, the sellers have got to come down on the price. It was really funny because I originally saw the house on Facebook, and someone commented on there that what do they think? This house is sitting on a gold mine? And well, I'd agree. And John says hello. Sorry I'm a little late. Hey John, no problem. Glad to have you. And Bricks on YouTube says sorting a big bin of Legos during looking at your stream really relaxing. I appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback. And just to let you guys know, although I am very much politically active in my personal life, on my streams I try to remain completely neutral, because honestly, I don't think you guys come here for that. I think you guys come here because you want to relax, like you said. And so, and unfortunately, in Major League Baseball and just about everywhere else in this world, we're getting inundated with political messages, and that in itself, to me, I find offensive because, or not offensive, more, that's too strong a word. I find it annoying because I feel like the whole reason that we turn to sports and movies and that kind of stuff is not, sorry, I got an eyelash or something. The whole reason we turn to that stuff is for relaxing moments. We don't go there to get propaganda or political messages, and I don't care what the message is. I'm not saying I'm against any of it. I'm just saying that, hey, let's just keep it for the entertainment value that it should be. And that's what I try to do on this channel, because I don't want to talk anything even close to political on here. So you'll hear me a lot of times talk about current issues in a way that does not reveal what side I'm on, because I don't want to at all influence or even try to influence anybody. Let's just relax and let's talk about a great hobby. And like you said, I find Legos very relaxing. I've come up with some of my best ideas by sitting down and just playing with a bucket of Legos. I mean, it's great. Very relaxing. I've even joked that if I ever have to do some serious time, which I don't anticipate doing anything to get serious time. It's just a joke, but I've often, my wife joked with me, and I've joked back, and I've told her that if I ever have to do some serious time, just give me a bucket of Legos, I'll be fine. And I believe I probably would be fine with a big bucket of Legos. But then again, if I had the big bucket of Legos, would I be relaxed enough I wouldn't do whatever would get me the time to begin with? Probably. Sorry. And John says, I hate the Nike symbol on their uniforms now. What sport is that? Because honestly, John, I haven't followed that, so I can't really comment on that. And that's another reason that I don't comment on political things. Here lately, with running a YouTube channel, running a Bricklink store, and I have a full-time job, and I now have my granddaughter, I honestly haven't kept up enough. I hear headlines once in a while, but we all know headlines can be deceiving, so I don't run with whatever's in the headline. So I kind of have an idea what's going on by reading the headline, but that's about as far as I get into it. So that also prevents me from even having an opinion about a lot of current events. So I don't really want it that way. I'd rather be informed, but too busy. Oh, every sport. Okay, I wasn't aware of that, John. So that was house number 1 I was telling you about. House number 2 I looked at. I liked it. I really liked it. It's going to require a lot of work. Now, this is not what the real estate agent told me. This is what Jeff can gather by looking at the house. It looks like they bought the house as a project house. It was built in the 90s, so it's about 30 years old, roughly. And the house has 2 levels to it. It's a ranch or a rambler, as we call them here in the States. And the house, they finished the main level. I mean, it looks nice. I mean, it's newly remodeled. It's got great, very durable wood floors. The same wood floor, type of wood floors that I have installed in my home here, which my house is a year and a half old. Love it, love it, love it. The top level, like I said, is just very well done. And they did good craftsmanship all throughout. The problem is the basement. The basement, they started that project, and it looks like literally, like I said, it looks like, I don't know. I don't know the people, I can't really ask them, but it looks like they ran out of money, and that's it. It just stops. And you've got a bathroom where there's a wall that it shares with the laundry room next to it, and literally there's a toilet in there installed that works, but, and this is the big one, there's a painter's drop cloth hanging up on the studs that separate the laundry room from the bathroom. So if you're doing your business in there and someone happens to be on the other side of the wall doing the laundry, that's going to be rather embarrassing. And there should be a tub there. The tub is not done. Looks like I skipped a page. Oh, I did. My goodness, I gotta stop doing that. Lots of work need to be done. And then the back porch, they sanded down a lot of the back deck, I should say. And the back deck is huge. It almost goes the whole length of the house. And it's got different levels to it, so it's kind of sectioned off in large sections too, so that you don't have to be so close to other people if you want to be out there. But they started sanding it and then they stopped, and you can tell it happened a while back. And the problem with that is when you have wood that's untreated or bare like that, it doesn't take very long for it to become crappy and unusable. And I feel like it's at the point where, even though they gone through and sanded it, it needs to be resanded because it's weathered, and you're going to need to seal it as soon as possible. And if you don't, you're really running the risk of having to tear that down and redo it altogether, which would be very expensive. And then the other thing too is that it's nice, but it's also kind of annoying, is that they have started a garage, and this is where, like I've been trying to tell you, I want to have a studio like thing to build my YouTubes and my Lego projects in. And they poured a foundation for a garage. It's supposed to be 30 feet by 35 feet, so it's really big. And they poured the foundation and the footers, but then they stopped. Like I said, it looks like they just ran out of money. And so I look at that though, and I say, if I can get a couple dollars together, save my lunch money. Just kidding, take way more than that. But if I can get the money together, I'd be able to buy that, and I'd be able to finish that garage and have myself a very nice studio. But the problem with doing that is, well, I would need the studio like yesterday. And this is really weird. They gave me an extra tile, which they don't usually include these extra, so don't know. Okay, well, we'll just move on. And no, there's the minifigure finished. And John says we're doing our walkthrough for the house on Sunday. Is this the one that you're buying? Or it must be the one you're buying, because the one you're selling is several states away. So, sorry, answer my own question, John. Take lots of pictures, man. Lots of pictures. That's my recommendation. And I'm assuming you did all the inspections, John? Here we go. Another character built. And also on that second house, it's going to be a heck of a lot of work, the lower level. One of the advantages is it has a second kitchen, a second laundry room down there. And literally you could, if times got hard, turn it into a rather decent apartment with a couple bedrooms, and make some money off of that. So it wouldn't be a bad idea at all. We'll have to see, I imagine that house will not be there after this weekend, so if I really want it, I need to act fast. And one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going back up to that area. Like I said, it's about an hour away from me. I'm going back up there today because I found yet another home to look at. And this one is in the town that my sister lives in up there. And that home, she knows a lot of people because it's a very small town. It's like, I think it's 600 people. And she talked to some people that she knows there, and we kind of figured, because I always do this before I look at a house. I do a little snooping around on the internet and get whatever information I can, because I want to understand as much as I can. And we did this, and this house was built in 1941, so it's dated, and it certainly looks dated. That's not the reason I want to buy it. The reason I want to buy it is because it has 3 outbuildings to it, and they look like, a couple of them look like they'd be big enough to have a YouTube studio. Again, I'm looking for that nice big open area to have a YouTube studio. So looking at that, and it was built in 41, and we looked on the tax assessor's website, and this house has not changed hands ever. So in other words, the original buyer still owns it from 41. So I surmised that maybe it was a older lady who is either widowed or gone, passed away, and she's had trouble maintaining the property because when you look at the property, it's disheveled, and it needs a lot of work on the outside, and I mean a lot of work. The pictures on the inside, nobody touched her stuff. It's just like sitting, and there's like garbage bags on the floor. Not a lot, but there's a few garbage bags on the floor. You can tell it's not kept up, and so I kind of figured either she passed away or she's in a nursing home. And my sister contacted a few people that she knows in the town, and they confirmed that yes, original owner, she had the house built for her and her husband years ago, and she is now in a nursing home. He's passed on, and she's in a nursing home, which is why the yard and stuff has not been maintained, because she just simply could not. But that also means the family doesn't want to put any work into it. They just want to offload the house, and so it's actually at a really decent price. And so I'm going to, in addition to contacting my real estate agent about house number 2 yesterday, I'm going to do house number 3, which is going to be this one I just told you about. And please understand, I'm not trying to be insensitive to somebody in a nursing home. But I have a joke that I think is funny because, to give you a little bit of background, when you go on Google Maps, immediately the first thing you notice when you look at the street view of the home is there's a car that it looks like about a 1980. I'm not going to say what kind because I am trying to keep some of this a secret of its location. But there is an older car from the 80s, and it's got like it's just caked with it's not dust because it's outside, but it's like mud and other things, and it's dried, caked on there. Tires are flat. I mean, obviously it's been sitting for who knows. And then in the backyard, there's literally a dozen vehicles and a tractor back there. And because you're looking at it from Google Street View, you can see them, but not like very detailed. I would imagine a couple of them are on blocks, and that's where the joke comes in, is that I once heard Jeff Foxworthy say that you might be a redneck if you mow your front lawn and you find a new car. Well, with 13 cars, one in the front and 12 in the back that are abandoned, I imagine when I cut the grass one of these days I might find an additional one. And no disrespect, I know the lady's going through a lot right now. Just wanted to throw a little humor in there. But yeah, I'll be looking at that house today, hopefully, if I can get an appointment. My sister is not available, who lives in the town, to go with me. She's actually going to be, she's 45 minutes north of me. She's actually going to be coming my direction in another 45 minutes, so she's going to be an hour and a half away. Unfortunately, she's got a funeral to attend. Her husband's brother. So she will not be there. She was there for the houses I looked at yesterday, but she won't be today. So I think that'll be interesting. What mainly makes me want to move, John, is I'm looking for an open area, a big open area like a pole barn, so that I can have a better YouTube studio, because my YouTube studio right now is spread all throughout my basement, and it's really annoying to find stuff because I don't know which room I have to go into. I got to turn on different lights. I know, first world problems. I know. But yeah, I would just like everything in one spot, and I also want a little bit of land, because my wife's parents, I'm going to blame this on them. Just kidding. It's nothing to blame. It's actually a good thing. They have quite a few acres, and they grow, or they raise chickens. They've raised pigs. They've raised a few steers. I don't think they're currently doing the pigs or the steers. I think they're just down to the chickens now. They've done horses out there. They don't eat the horses, but the horses were more like pets. However, they always have fresh eggs year round, and I don't know if you've ever had farm eggs compared to store-bought eggs, but it is just a very noticeable heck of a difference. And I personally would like to eat better. And I'm also looking for something that's got a large garden patch that I can grow some of my own food. No, I'm not planning on doing any high-tech, long-term farming or anything. I'm just looking to I'm just looking for something for a YouTube studio and a little bit of room for animals. Some might argue that I have the animals, and yeah, my 17-year-old sometimes, yeah, and my 2-year-old granddaughter definitely at moments she's an animal. But I want the kind of animals that I can raise and eat. And John says, I have ... a nice yard now. I can grow some vegetables. Yeah, that's part of what I want to do. And Jenny, you're correct. It may take a while. And you know what? I may not end up moving after all this is said and done. I really don't know. The idea is just to get out there and see what's available. I know what I can afford because I talked to the bank and found out what the numbers are. So I know what I can afford. I know what my limit is. And I'm staying well within the limit. So from here, it's just a matter of finding a property that'll work. I really did like property number 1. And like I was trying to say, I might, because it has everything I'm looking for and it's move-in ready and no massive amount of work needs to be done to it, I may put an offer in today. And it's not going to be an offer that I think that the sellers are really going to jump and say, whoopee, we got an offer. But seeing as the house has been on the market 60 days and houses here literally have only been lasting a week and they're under contract, because it's just been so long, they might jump on it. And they might just figure, you know what, we're not getting anything else, and it's been 60 days, so if we don't take this, we may not get another offer. They may think that, and they've already lowered the price a few times, so I'm semi-optimistic in that situation that they might just take an offer, especially one more like what I could afford. So we'll have to see. And John says, I have tried farm-raised eggs and fresh pork and bacon from hand-raised pigs. Offer cash. I don't have cash, John. I wished I did. So we'll see. But the good news is the house that I'm in now, this neighborhood, not very many houses come for sale because these houses are between 1 and 3 years old. It's a newer subdivision, but every time a house does come for sale, it does not last. You put it on the market and it goes right back off because you get an offer and it's done. The people next door to me moved in and they had a bidding war to get that house. The subdivision that I'm in, the builder has stopped building because of prices of materials. So you cannot get a new house around here anymore. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but that's to my advantage. And existing home, there's very few on the market. So the housing market's very tight. And I have a home that's a little over a year old, so I have something great to offer somebody in exchange for getting what I want. So we'll see. And John says, my former father-in-law raised pigs. Yes. And homemade or homegrown bacon, I feel, tastes much better than store-bought bacon. So I am definitely on board with that, John. and also the meat tastes better all around, the ham, everything. And if you've ever had a homegrown steer that was not injected with antibiotics, there's a huge difference in the taste. I like it. And no, those were not meant to be political comments, so sorry if it sounded like it. I'm not trying to be political. I'm talking about my taste buds here. I'm not talking about the ethics of it or all that. I'm not trying to say it's irresponsible to do it the other way. That's, if you want to read into it, that's great. I'm not. I'm talking about taste buds, and I do like it a lot. Make sure you don't have them on grass. You want to keep, they rooted out. Yes, house number 2 has a pasture area, and the pasture area is fenced off, and it has 3 concrete slabs. And they've obviously been doing their own raising of their own animals there. So that's one of the considerations for house number 2. House number 1, they say there's a pasture area to it, but when I went and saw it, I didn't see it. The lot is divided up very, very funky. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go. But yeah, you know, there's so much to consider here, and I have to admit it's coming. Now that I've made it known that I'm looking for a property, everyone and their dog, I mean everyone and their dog, has been approaching me. I had a friend's mom. I've known this family ever since I was knee-high. I've known them forever. She let me know that her daughter-in-law, one of her daughter-in-laws, is a real estate agent and wants me to use her, and kind of like, well, I kind of already got somebody as a real estate agent. Didn't know. I wished I would have known. And then, you know, I've got people like, well, you know, so-and-so's thinking about selling their house, and you get a lot of people trying to help. So, and that's the situation I'm in right now, where I've just got a lot of people that are hitting me up for things, and things are happening at a very fast pace, and I think the bank is being a little obnoxious because they keep I just got in touch with them yesterday at 11 o'clock, not even 24 hours, and I've already got a dozen emails from them, and it's like, oh, your next step, what you need to do, this, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, I haven't even found a place yet. I'm still looking. I'm not ready for all that. So I feel the bank's being a little pushy. And so, yeah, there's a lot going on. Very fast and furious. Okay, so now we got this. It looks like we are working on the other apartment on the other side of the hallway now. But yeah, I'm going to be very busy today. I'm going to be running up about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour away to look at some more homes, hopefully. All right, so it looks like we're on bag 11, and we've got 43 minutes in, and we've already taken care of 5 bags this morning, which is usually the limit of my live streams, because they usually take an hour. But I'm happy to say we're a little ahead of our usual schedule, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep building because we've got another about 15 minutes or so. So thanks for making this a little easier this morning and keeping the conversation going with me. It feels like it's flown by to me. I appreciate it. And we've got Jenny saying banks can be very pushy, and yes, they can. And our Lego production says hi and good morning, or whatever time it is in your area. Good day. I hope you're having a good day, and thanks for joining. And we had a weird weather phenomenon here yesterday. It's called rain. You guys might have heard of it. I'm just kidding. Down in Florida, John, I'm sure you've heard of it. Jenny, if I remember right, you're in the Ohio, Kentucky area. Don't quote me on that. But she gets rain there all the time. I know that. She mentions that quite a bit. Very humid there as well. But here in the desert where I'm at, we just don't get rain. We don't get very much of it. And in fact, when we do sidewalk chalk outside, me and my granddaughter, it usually lasts a couple weeks. So it's different out here. So when it rains, and it did rain hard actually yesterday, it was just different. So, all right, we've got a sticker to apply, and it is, if you guys didn't know, it is the origination of the word Lego. And if you guys don't know this, I got this from one of the Lego books. Lego is actually not a real word. It's a combination of two words in Dutch, and it literally the two words together in their extended form, legot, and I'm probably saying that wrong. It means play well, and they shortened it to make it Lego. And I think that's really cool that they combine two words to make up their own word to describe this toy, because Lego is a very fun toy to play with. Obviously, I spent about my whole entire life savings and some more on it. And probably several of you have spent a good amount of money on them as well. So they really are a good toy, and I like it because I have sets that are over 40 years old that I have been well played with, because I was 4 when I got my own first set. So I'm sorry, giving away my age sort of, if you're paying attention. They're still playable. So after 40 something years. So yes, they do play well. They do last. And if you've ever stepped on them, you know why they last. They don't give. But looking at doing another live stream tomorrow morning about the same time, and hopefully we will finish up this apartment tomorrow on the live stream. And if I'm able to go see that house, the third house, then I will have an update on that. And in addition, I plan on contacting the real estate agent and seeing if I can view house number 2 again. And the reasoning behind that is that I want to measure the second living room. If it's big enough to fit the 2 tables that I have currently have my city on, then it becomes a much more likely candidate to get an offer on it, because with that garage not being finished where I want to have my studio, at least I'd have a place temporarily at the house to do it. My sister said, well, you can just get a climate controlled storage unit, and yes, I could. However, I'm not for that idea, because now that I have a 2-year-old that I am taking care of, going away from the house 15-20 minutes away to a climate controlled place, sure, I'd have the space, but what I'd also have is another set of problems, like restrooms, a place to take care of my granddaughter when she needs her diaper changed, or food. This is a small town. There's not even a McDonald's here. So there's a lot of little things, and I don't like the idea of wasting time traveling, because I'm going to be doing that almost every day, because I shoot videos almost every day. So I don't like the idea of doing a climate controlled. But if the second home's living room is big enough that I can throw my Lego town down in there, and I just started the second table, so I have several months of building before I get to the end of that table and need another one. And I'm hoping that if I get this second home, let's say, that I will have enough time to come up with the money to finish the garage, and then before I get to the end of that second table, and then I can just move everything out there. And yes, the cost is going to be a little out of this world, I'm sure, because I've heard lumber prices are through the roof. But I've also heard that lumber prices are coming down. Over the last couple of weeks, they have dropped. And I think that lumber prices will continue to drop. And so I'm looking to build, not this year, but next year, when after the winter thaw, as they say around here, because we do get a healthy amount of snow out here, because we're a desert in the mountains. That's when I'd want to build, and hopefully by then building materials have normalized, their prices have stabilized, normalized, and I'll be able to do that. If not, then I'm really going to be up a certain creek without a paddle. And I am aware it can go either way. But seeing lumber prices fall this week and last week does provide me a bit of optimism that it can be accomplished at a reasonable price. And in addition, because they've already poured the foundation and the footers for the garage, concrete is very expensive, and it's already poured. And they did, and I checked it over because I've done a little bit of concrete work myself, not a lot, but I've done a little. And my brother-in-law, who knows houses inside and out, he was there, and he was pointing out some pointers to it, and he feels like they did an excellent job. So, and it looks like they did a really good job on the concrete. Boy. So it can go either way with those building materials. We'll just have to, one day at a time. But I want chickens. He has only 313 subs. Yeah, that's right, only. But you know what? I'm proud of every single one of my subs. They're awesome. And I just started this channel barely a year ago, so I will consider the number of subscribers as a success. And seeing as I'm not doing any marketing, I'm not doing any, I just put it on here. This is all homegrown. I'm very proud of what I have here. We have a great little community. So, okay, so we built like a little cabinet thing. Little stereo looking thing. Oh, okay. That confused me for a second. Okay, so it looks like we're building a small little TV, and just to give you an idea, this show Friends was such a long time ago that there's actually a box right here. And Bricks on YouTube, I started my channel 6 months ago. I have 145. Yeah, and you know, that's about where I was at too at 6 months. Bricks on YouTube. And I have seen some of your videos, and I do like them, and I think you're doing a fantastic job. And I think if you keep doing what you're doing, I think you're going to experience more growth. And I don't know about you, but I find doing a YouTube channel very rewarding. I look forward to my live streams. I look forward to talking to each one of you. And I enjoy showing little, or sharing little tidbits about my life, like what I'm doing right now, looking for a home. I enjoy that, and if you've watched my channel, you know that I was very excited when my granddaughter came to live with me. about a month ago. And I've shared a lot of things, and it's been a lot of fun. So it is absolutely excellent. So I hope that you guys will continue to find the channel fun and relaxing. I certainly do. And yeah, you know, I Bricks on YouTube, I'll say this. I am not one of these guys that's territorial. I watch some other YouTubers and their live streams, and oh, they get so upset if you even mention that you have a channel. And I'm not that way. Look, just because you have a legal channel, I do not feel that you are necessarily in direct competition with me, because there is no way that I can cover all of the themes Legos has. There's no, it's humanly impossible to cover all of it. And not only that, maybe you focus on more of the building techniques, where I have my own thing where I'm building a city. There's just so much on the plate when it comes to Legos that I just don't feel that way, territorial at all. I enjoy the fact that we're all talking about a common interest, and that's Legos, and I think that should be the focus. And you know what? If you do better content than me, I think that in time, that'll make itself known. Or, you know, whatever. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not in direct competition, so I don't really care. But I'm just saying, I think there's more than enough room for all of us on here. And not only that, just because you start a YouTube channel doesn't mean that it'll thrive. And that's not anything against you. What I mean is, I think people start the channel thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be some easy money. I'm going to hop on here and make a couple videos and YouTube's going to pay me. And then you start with the videos and you find out there's a lot of work into them, that you often spend more time editing than you do filming. And you find out, well, wow, I'm not getting paid. Oh, I'm still not getting paid. Oh, I'm still not getting paid. And then all of a sudden you start getting paid. And I think during that period where you're not getting paid is where a lot of people get lost, because they want to do something quick and easy, and they feel that, oh, how hard can it be? I just sit here and do a couple of videos and look at this, I get paid. And then they find out there's a lot of work to it. And to be honest with you, a lot of people drop off. And in fact, you want to know how bad it is? I read a book, and I wished I remember the name of it. I read it a couple years back, where it was talking about this very thing in our society and in the world today, that people just aren't patient anymore. And it's gotten to the point where engineers, when they build buildings, they purposely make sure there's enough elevators to service it so that nobody is waiting more than 45 seconds for an elevator. Because what they found is that if their elevators require more than 45 seconds, people simply will not wait. And tenants will not rent the buildings if it's longer than 45 seconds. And that has just really shocked me, that people really are that way, that it really is a problem. And so I think that bleeds over into the YouTube channel, because I think people, like I said, they're looking for that quick, easy, and they think, oh, passive income, and they think, you know, all these wonderful things, unicorns and rainbows, and then they start doing it and they realize how much work it is, and they just say, forget it. I'm really not interested, because I've seen a lot of channels come and go. My advice is, don't worry about the money. Do what you enjoy. It'll show, and you will get subscribers, because people will look at your channel and they will say, wow, this guy enjoys what he does. I enjoy what he's doing. And they'll keep watching you. They'll tell friends. And the more people that like your videos, YouTube starts recommending it to a new audience. They start seeing that you enjoy it, and the money follows after. And no, currently I'm not getting paid for what I do, for doing this part. But I enjoy it. It gives me an excuse, as my wife would probably say, to buy more Legos. So I get these free well, they're not free, but they're tax-free sets, because hey, I'm doing videos on them, so they're a write-off. And I get to do this at my own leisure, and I get to be on here with you guys, and we get to discuss all kinds of things, and just a great way to spend time. And I thoroughly enjoy this. So wow, these apartments have quite a bit of doors for apartments. I don't know about you guys, but I rented some apartments, especially in my earlier days of marriage, and he usually had 2 doors: outside, bedroom. And this one's got 4 doors to it, and this one's got 1, 2, 3 so far. So, and like I said, I didn't watch the show religiously, just a couple episodes, so I'm not aware of what all these doors lead to and what's behind them. So, okay, so it looks like some sort of closet is what this is. Well, we are almost done with this bag, and this is going to be the last bag for today. Like I said, I will schedule another live stream for the same time tomorrow morning. So if you're interested in joining, please do. And we will go from there. But like I said earlier, I really enjoy the set. I think it's got some vibrant colors here. I love the lavender. I love the detail on this, like the little fire escape thing. I love the characters so far. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minifigures, and I think there's a total of 7 or 8 in the set. And I really do enjoy this. And this is what we've got today. We finished some detail here to the apartment, like adding the entertainment stand. Right, well, I'm not sure if you can be able to see it too well here. And we've added the canoe. We placed the flooring there. We also put the studio lights on here, and we put the connector piece between the 2 apartments. And so I think it's coming along fine. And then we started this section here. And no, John, I just bought 1 of this set. And we started the girls' apartment, Rachel and I think Phoebe's apartments. I could be wrong on that. I'll have to double check. But anyway, we've come a long way. And so we've got 4 bags left. And so we will definitely work on that tomorrow. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for spending your morning with me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it is you're going to do today. And like I always say, stay safe out there and be kind to each other. And I will catch you guys on the next video.